Hello guys, welcome to another video. This night we are riding in the city, talking about what we should be aware of during the ride. And before we even start doing that, we are gonna be talking what we should do even before starting to ride. Now some things are very obvious, like for example to check our lighting, which we basically, I believe, lots of people, most of us never do. The headlight you will notice immediately, or the auxiliary lights, but the brake light is quite important. Just make sure all of the bike's functions are working properly. Keeping the helmet's visor clean during the night time is gonna help you have less of these smudges and less of the reflection from the other vehicles. Because when other vehicles in the oncoming traffic come, pointing their lights towards you, if your visor is not clean, that will really obstruct your vision. So I'm always trying, even the water, with the paper around the visor, and then the second time with the dry paper. This is just what I do. I always avoid dark tinted visors because they are not so practical. If you are riding during the daytime, it's fine, but then if it starts being overcast, then starts being nighttime, it's not gonna be nice to see through. So imagine like over here it's nice and visible, but then you have some alleys which are darkened, there's no lights, and when you have this visor it might even decrease your chances of spotting any vehicle. But if you're going this direction to have tinted visor, I suggest always to have one reserve, one clear totally, so you can switch them when the night comes. Wearing something that is shining, they're gonna be really significantly increase your visibility. Mine have it on the sides, back, also the jacket. That will help other drivers spot you even from a distance. If somebody points the long distance beams, they will see you even from 200-300 meters. Also what I like doing is putting some nice stickers, because these cat's eyes on the top cases don't actually do anything. I think in some countries it's forbidden, and that's why they're not shining or reflecting any light. So I like to put some stickers. Mine are just not there anymore because they were low quality and they just dropped off. But over here I have something that is reflecting even the low beams from the cars. I always suggest, if the laws are okay with that in your country, to put these auxiliary lights, and they let so much more light on the road. Like over here, if you see, it's much brighter. So this will help you see more, and this will help other vehicles see more, because if you see over here, this bike doesn't have this auxiliary light set up too wide, and still it looks bigger when you look at it from the front. And guys, those are the things that we should be taking care of before we even start riding, and those are my recommendations based on my experience. So let's see during the ride what I have to say. Probably the most important thing to do during the night ride is to just slow down. During the night, normally we don't see as much as during the day. We tend to react slower. So basically it means that we should be taking care about our speed in order to be able to react precisely on time when some occasion occurs. Another point is that during the night time you can see more of the animals being active, especially those predator ones. If cats can be called predators, but I guess deep down in their souls they are, like a small tigers. So during the night time they are more active, and we should be taking care about possibility that they just jump out of somewhere. Outside of the city there might be more foxes, because also the foxes are more active. Or the rabbits. Once I barely avoided one rabbit during the night time on a highway actually, and at that point I realized the importance of having auxiliary lights on the bike. During the night time, especially late night hours, there is more chances that we're gonna be encountering some drunk drivers, or even the drivers that are under the influence of some narcotics, who knows. And also young people are maybe going somewhere to party and then coming back home, and you know how it is when there is full cars of girls and guys guys might want to show off, and with this showing off they might do something pretty dumb. So pay extra attention to what the other drivers are doing. Even in the oncoming traffic, don't trust that somebody will just stay there. Pay attention to their movement. Maybe they will be showing some signs of being drunk. It is very important to stay visible when stopped. So let's say I want to stop over here. I will be trying to put my right turn signal, then all 4 turn signals to signal to the other drivers I'm gonna stop over here, then climb up and then stop and do what you need to do. Now this is better than being on the road, but I'm always preferring to go actually up over there. So go as far as possible from the situations that might put you in a danger. When I'm approaching the red light, I'm gonna be taking it extra carefully, checking my mirrors and flashing my brake light. So like flashing with my fingers to let the other drivers behind know about my intention to stop. And even when I'm stopped, I'm gonna keep on checking the mirror like this, watching what's in front, observing back, and also signaling with the brake if I see somebody approaching to me. The lighting is very important on a motorcycle, and we should use it regularly wherever is possible. That will show other people that we are there, that we exist, and the light flashing by itself is catching focus of the people. Try to decrease the lean angle as much as it's possible, because we as riders need to focus in the corners mostly on 2 things. One is where we want to go, and second is checking the quality of the asphalt in this section that we want to pass right now. So if I would be leaning more during the daytime, I'm gonna be leaning a little bit less. That means also decreasing the speed and expecting to see the dust over there. Maybe that's not gonna be seen by the first catch of the eye, like that would be probably possible during the day, but during the night our vision is severely obstructed and we cannot really, recognize, especially when there is less light, if there is some tiny layer of the dust on the road or it's clear. So better not take any risks and take it slowly. Double check where you're going, what are you doing, what the tires are showing you, telling you. So now this corner, even though it looks very nice to lean over, I'm not gonna be doing that as much. Leaning with my body to decrease the angle of the bike lean, which is making my cornering safer, but not doing it to any kind of extent that I would be doing it during the daylight. And this is also true for any bike. It doesn't matter if you have cornering lights maybe on your bike, those lights are still not gonna be as the broad daylight or the sunlight. Another very important thing is to keep your distance longer from other vehicles, because even during the daylight we don't know what's in front, so we tend to position ourselves so we can see, like over here I know what's in front. During the daytime I have even more vision. During the nighttime I don't know if there is some animal in the grass, or if he is trying to avoid something out of a sudden, or maybe he's drunk, like I said. So better to keep more distance and just expect something to pop between those wheels. Another life-saving tip that I got from my father, who is a professional driver, is when you approach these corners with a low visibility, flash your high beams. That will let other drivers in oncoming lane know about your presence, and that will increase your chances of not being hit, or just simply lower the chances of somebody cutting into your lane. Never rely that other vehicles are technically and mechanically correct. Some vehicle might be broken, or out of a sudden lost the electricity, lost the headlights, whatever. So just flash your lights when you approach the corner like this. Let them know about your presence. Keep your distance from the oncoming lane, so keep your right side. Also over here, flashing the lights. Also over here, keeping my gear down, flashing the lights to let them know I'm coming. Be safer. That's the point of all of this. Enjoy a ride, but don't increase the chances of being hit. And also, what I said about the drunk drivers stays true for drunk pedestrians. You don't know if anybody just got a crazy idea to maybe swerve with the bicycle or jump on the road to show off because he's drunk. So expect unexpected. Also over here you see possibility that somebody just jumps from the left side, jumps from the right side. Check all of those things. Don't just, ride like you are alone on the road, like going 60, 70, 80, 100 kilometers per hour. Take it easy and think about your safety first. Last but not least is to know when to call it a night. So know yourself, know that you have limitations as a human being, no matter how good you are at riding, no matter how experienced you are. There are some physical and mental limitations that we have as a human beings, and depends on how did you spend your day, how much tired you are, you will notice some tiredness. And when you notice it, you should be aware that maybe it's time to make a break, maybe it's time to rest. So if you start feeling tired, it's always advisable to open your visor to get some fresh air, to get more of it. This will already help a little bit. If you notice even more tiredness, stop, make a break somewhere where it's safe, and get your helmet off, maybe move a little bit, maybe do some jumps. This will just help even more in this situation. But if you feel overly tired, better try to call it a night somewhere, maybe rent a hotel, motel, whatever, and take some sleep. If you have a center stand, maybe sleep on your bike, but don't put yourself in more risks than you should, because riding is already a risk and you don't want to put any more by you not being present into what you're doing right now. So guys, that will be it for this video. I hope you found information useful. See you in the next one. Bye bye.